What's going on all you gamers? Today we're back with some more of the Diofield Chronicle. What we're covering today is your skill upgrades, how it all works, and of course editing your team in order to get the best out of them. So if that interests you, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back everybody. Today we're back with some Diofield Chronicles. There's quite a bit to do in this game. It seems very easy at the start, but then you realise it's a little bit more jigsawy, a little bit more complex than you actually give it credit for. So what we're going to be doing is looking into the skills, how they upgrade, how it all works, and then going into a little bit of the team composition. So we're going to jump over to our skill tree first by talking to this person right here, just in case you don't know where it is. That's this room just over here, this fella. We're going to click on this. As you're playing the game, as you're progressing, you're going to be able to earn points, as you see up the top there, your SP, and you're going to be able to unlock these skills. What it actually means, rather than unlocking the skills and being able to use them straight away, it means that you're unlocking their potential. And then what you'll do is when you have a weapon with these skills in place on them, then you'll be able to use the best of their abilities. The only difference to that is the first one. So as you see, this shows you what unit type. This one's for your soldiers, this one's for your magickas, this one's for your long shots, and this one's for your cavalry. Obviously you're going to be able to unlock different skills through different classes. They've each got their own unique ones. The main thing that you'll get, the very first one, that's on your class as a base. This is going to be your formation skill, as you can see there at level 1. Now I've invested all of my points into this, meaning I've leveled it all the way up to level 4. The reason I can do that is because all the way up the top here, I've played through enough of the game in order to unlock all the tiers needed on the mercenary badge for my skill upgrades. You're going to need to make it, I believe, to chapter 5 in order to unlock all of them. But as you can see here, now my shield wall has level 4 pulls enemies towards you when activating effects, and all of the other 3 above it. 100% chance of giving delay, increase discipline by 30%, and acquire the formation skill because we've acquired it, meaning we can use it whenever we want. If however I wanted something else, what I would be using, so say for example shield bash, if I put another point into this, when I hit them with that now, it's going to give them wither. If I put another skill point in after that, it's going to increase its skill range by 25%. It doesn't however mean that I've now acquired this and I've now acquired this. In order to use them, I have to have them on a weapon that's already got them on. So one of the best things to do is go over to your weapon development. If you have a little look here, as you're playing through the game, you're going to advance. It's going to cost a pretty penny, but you're going to start developing weapons that you can purchase in the store. So if I had a little look on this one here for the shield, if I wanted to create this one and then I wanted to purchase it at the store, it's going to mean the skills that are on this are shield charge and photon blade. So if I go back to the skill tree, if I go to this one right here, photon blade, because I've got that on level 2, if I purchased that weapon and equipped it, I would have all of the unlocks that I've unlocked in my skill tree. So I'd have the level 1 unlock of increasing attack speed 20% while in cooldown, and level 2 reduce EP cost by 20%. If I spent the 2 SP that it's required in order to unlock the level 3, it would increase the damage by 30% during the cooldown. It also gave us shield charge, so again I have not even unlocked this, so I've got nothing in it yet. So I'll just be on a base shield charge. If I used an SP to unlock it, I'd have level 1 100% chance of giving weakness, and so on and so on. So basically everything you unlock in your skill tree is going to apply to the weapon as long as that weapon has those skills on it. Jumping straight back to the weapon development, which you're probably bored of now, the best thing I'd say to do, look at these top ones, they're probably going to be the ones you're aiming for. So the top one for that class was actually Sword of Creation, Shield Charge, Photon Blade and Phantom Sword. You may well want to spec into that, look at the skills, see which ones you really want to aim for. If not, you can off spec and go over to things such as this, which have slightly different variants. Work out which ones your favourite are, but you're going to be wanting to go for these legendary kind of swords for endgame. Right, so hopefully that's put skills in perspective a bit. Now we're going to be going into the unit detail. If we go over to editing our unit, I'm going to click on here. Now we've got 4 spaces and underneath them is going to be your second in command. You're going to be able to use the skills that they have on them that's on their weapon. So again, a lot of what your weapon brings to this, and unlocking the skills as you go really makes your team powerful. Before I go any further, the main thing to note, you only get the passive abilities and attribute unlocks of whoever you're using. Team ones, however, for example the one with Fred with his 20% extra damage, only apply if you're using them as a leader. If they're not a leader and instead they're in the secondary position, it doesn't apply to the team. Increased damage dealt by allies by 20%. If, however, I put this Iscarian just up here and I put Fred underneath, then I am going to have absolutely no passives with those two people. So what you're going to want to do is use a few people up the top that you think have nice passives, as it will really help you out to do a lot of damage or just get some kind of a bonus to the group. So as you can see here, for example with Andreas, he's got Technique Boost level 4, Insult to Injury and Enchanted Beast Killer. If however I take him off and put on Rickenback just over here, then instead I'm going to have Fortune from Above, Magilumic Protection and Fortunate. This can really affect your playstyle and what you're trying to achieve depending on who you have up the very top as your leaders to your unit. Now another thing to mention based on your class is going to be your formation ability. So with this one it's Fantail Formation. With Andreas just over here, because he's a soldier, we get Shield Wall. If I put him up here, you'll always have that. It doesn't matter, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter what weapon you've got, you get that one as standard because it's the first one on your skill tree. However, it only applies to your leaders. So if I put Andreas just down here, oh, can't actually do that, right, let's move him there. If you'll have a little look here, we do not have his first ability. It's only going to apply to your leader. So if you're after someone with a specific formation skill, you will probably need to put them up the top here. Otherwise, the only ones you get from below are going to be whatever's on the weapon that person's holding. A lot of times, you're probably not going to want to tally them up like this. I've found it works a little bit better if you spread them out a bit. So for example, if you've got your Magickas, especially if you want more heals, you're going to bop them underneath, because that way you're going to have some off healing going on and you'll have two different units that can heal before they go on cooldown. Don't forget as well, if you go into your equipment, you can click on this, then click over to here, and you're going to see all of the abilities for that character. This may well decide who you want in your unit, who you want for their passives, and just who you think is going to make a great team. Right, hopefully that's helped a few of you guys and girls out. I'll be making a few more videos on the Diofield Chronicles, as I've got quite a few builds and such that I really want to try out. But as always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, take care. I'll see you on next day.